So for the inception of the 5 or Free brand, so we've attached 5 or Free Electrical Solutions Incorporated. That was what we were. Last year we bolted on our HVAC division, so we changed the name to 5 or Free Electrical Heating and Air. Originally, it was about 10 years ago, 12 years ago. There was a good buddy of mine, still friend of mine, still definitely a good acquaintance, him and his family. But there's a good buddy of mine, he had a business that was called 5 or Free Window Cleaning. And the window cleaning was done out there in Oakland. So he started that business, and basically the brand and how the inception of the brand came about was between him and his father. And his father his career was in marketing. And so what they did was they went through home service companies, and they went through and tallied up all of the reasons why companies would receive, or home service companies would receive 1-star reviews. And he tallied up probably about, I don't know exactly the amount, it's probably about 100 different reviews, but he tallied those up, and the top 5 reasons why companies were actually getting bad reviews were the top 5 in which 5 or Free came about. So again, just satisfaction in the end. S, cleanliness, not being clean. C, O, being on time. R, responsive, being communicative. And E, just being hit with the backdoor pricing. Now, let me tell you one thing about the backdoor pricing, which I personally don't like, because I've been in the home service industry since I was 18. There are sales that is necessary that do take place. I personally don't like to call it sales because of the fact that it's more like a service. I am doing suggestive sales in terms of ensuring that when I see a problem, and I know based off of my experience that it's an issue that should be taken care of, I'm gonna make sure that I'm helping you out. And to be honest, one of the biggest things in which we teach all of our guys when they come in, we have the same scenario. I call it the Good Samaritan scenario. So it's the Good Samaritan scenario. There's 3 different types of the Good Samaritan. I paint this picture. The scenario is that we have a car on the side of the road. Someone's broken down, and the front tire, driver's side, is flat. And the back driver's side tire the axle's actually bent, right? And so you have Good Samaritan, number 1. He comes up and he says, hey, do you need help with your car? It looks like you need help. He said, yeah. Has a gas can. The person there has a gas can. I need some gas. I ran out of gas. Gives it over to the guy. He says, okay, cool. I'm going to take the gas can, go to the gas station, fill it up, come back and fill up the car. Well, guess what? He fills up the car, and that person who was in dire need drives away. Clonk, 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 right? Drives away. And so here you have Good Samaritan 2. Same scenario. He comes in, he's like, hey, do you need some help? And he's like, yeah, I do. Here's my gas can. I ran out of gas, dude. Thanks for stopping. Nobody else did. And he's like, okay, I'm gonna take the gas can, goes to the gas station, fills it up, comes back, puts the gas in, only to get the guy who's in dire need. He turns on the car, he's gonna try to drive away. Then Good Samaritan B decides to say, hey, hold on, dude, wait a second. You have a problem here. You can't just go off and drive like this, right? Or you have Good Samaritan C, where the same scenario is taking place, and Good Samaritan C comes out and he says, hey, do you need some help? And it's like, yeah, I do need some help. Here's the gas can. I ran out of gas. The Good Samaritan C looks at the situation and looks at it and shakes his head and says, dude, you need more than gas. Your front tire's flat and your back tire's flat and the axle's bent. You need way more than gas. What happened? You know? And so for us, you can understand that parable of the scenario. You can understand it. Who's doing the right thing? Good Samaritan C. He's doing the right thing. He's making the right decision to make sure that sometimes, and what we teach is, the customer doesn't necessarily, they're not the professional. They don't know all the information. We know the information, and we want to help the best that we can. We want to make sure, 1, they're being taken care of, that they're being educated on all of the options that are available to them from our company. And then 2, making sure that our license as a contractor in the state of California with the Contractor State License Board, the CSLB, remains in good reputation. We can't have people where it's like, oh yeah, because we're just going quick for money. And it's like that Good Samaritan A has the customer driving away with a bunch of issues only for it to come back on us because we were the last ones out there. So it's a big thing for us. That's why, again, estimates don't change, because with our processes, with that being in mind, our processes, they are meant to make sure that we are very clear and that you guys are very clear on what it is that you really need. And a lot of the times you have this bigger idea of what it is that's needed for the home. And if there's ways that instead of tackling the overall bigger picture goal for whatever system that we're working on, and we can kind of phase it out to get to that point over with a course period working, then that's ideally how we're training our guys. So I just want to kind of give you guys a heads up on that, because it is very important to us. You know, if a lot of the homes that we're dealing with, they have knob and tube systems, right? A lot of the homes that we're dealing with, they have Federal Pacific panels, Zinsco panels. And mind you, we're living in a time when insurance companies, they don't even want to insure houses with knob and tube. They don't want to insure houses with Federal Pacific panels, the fusible panels. People are always calling us saying that their insurance companies are kicking them off of the insurance because of these outdated systems. So when we're coming in and we're looking to make sure that we're being cautionary on what we're actually installing onto pre-existing wiring, pre-existing systems, like, just know that we're not trying to do any upsells. We're just trying to ensure that 100%, everything in which we're trying to do is making sure that you guys are 100% safe, okay? We're by all means, one of the biggest things that we do teach our guys within the business, and when they're doing their onboarding with us, is, and this is always reminded over and over and over again, but it is one connection is a potential fire hazard. You know how many connections are inside the home? There's literally hundreds, 200, 300, 400 connections in every light fixture, not in every light fixture, but when you total up the connections that are in a light fixture, all the light fixtures throughout the house. If you have recessed lighting, you have 8 lights just in the kitchen alone. Switches, there's about, I want to say 15 to 20 switches. Lighting, there's probably at least 12 to 20 lights. Outlets, there's probably at least 40 different outlets throughout the home, right? So if you have 40 plus 20 plus whatever else, you multiply that all by 3, you're talking 300-400 different connection points inside of the home. And so one loose connection is an issue. One loose connection is a potential fire hazard. It absolutely is. That's why nowadays we have what's called an arc fault circuit interrupter, is to prevent any type of loose connection. And when it doesn't prevent the loose connection, but when a loose connection does happen because of the expansion rate over time, it expands and contracts with the heat and just general theory of electricity, it'll start to get loose, the connection, and then the electricity will start to jump and you'll start getting sparks. And that's what causes house fires, and that's why they've engineered the arc fault circuit protection. They wouldn't have done that if it wasn't necessary. So our job is to ensure that we're always making the home safer. We're making sure that if I was to be in that home, I want to protect that home as if it was my very own. That's on the electrical side. On the HVAC side, it has to do with more of your money. It has to do with savings. So we're big on making sure, well, it's one, safe, because we don't want any type of gas leak. We don't want no carbon monoxide poisoning at all. That's a silent killer. And number 2, just the efficiency of the airflow and making sure that there's no restrictions for the airflow, because ideally, if there's wasted airflow and that airflow is being heated and that airflow is being leaked somewhere, then evidently money's going out the drain. So just ensuring those two things. And yeah, we want to keep maintaining to do professional work and being the chosen brand out there. So thank you.